the monster pantheon of civilization, a demonological sociology of managed humanity. Civilization has always defined itself by what it expels. Monsters are not anomalies at the edge of culture. They are its diagnostic organs. Each epoch generates the creatures it requires in order to misrecognize itself. To catalog monsters, then, is not to indulge fantasy, but to read the unconscious of social order. Modernity did not abolish monsters. It industrialized them. Frankenstein, the moral alibi of the system. Frankenstein is the foundational monster of modern civilization, not because he is unnatural, but because he is abandoned. He is assembled through rational means, animated by technical mastery, and immediately disowned. This is the monster of bureaucratic ethics. The system produces subjects, workers, citizens, artists, intellectuals, through institutional processes, then denies responsibility for their outcomes. When they malfunction, when they suffer, when they rage, the system points to them and says, "This was never what we intended." Frankenstein wanders because no structure will acknowledge its authorship. He is blamed for his violence, never for his construction. This is how civilization externalizes guilt. 2. Zombies, the political economy of the undead. Zombies are not monsters of aggression, but of continuity. They consume without desire, move without purpose, reproduce without intention. They are labor without subjectivity. In sociological terms, zombies represent massified consumption, automated participation, effect drained of agency, survival mistaken for life. Late capitalism does not want obedient citizens. It wants ambulatory processes. Subjects who move, click, comply, circulate. Zombies are not controlled by ideology, but by inertia. They do not believe. They do not rebel. They do not stop. This is civilization after meaning. Vampires. Extraction with a smile. Vampires are aristocratic monsters. They do not kill the body outright. They harvest vitality. They are charming, cultured, ancient, and immaculately dressed. The vampire is the perfect metaphor for rent-seeking elites, cultural gatekeepers, institutional cores, reputational economies. They require invitation. Consent is ritualized. Once inside, they drain time, labor, creativity, and youth, while offering immortality in the form of proximity. Vampires fear daylight not because it kills them, but because it reveals extraction as extraction. Medusa, the crime of seeing clearly. Medusa is not monstrous because she kills, but because she returns the gaze. To look at her is to become stone, not dead, but immobilized. Medusa represents the danger of perception in systems that require motion without reflection. She is the monster assigned to those who see too directly. In civilizational terms, Medusa is whistleblowing. Medusa is unprocessed trauma. Medusa is unsanctioned clarity. The system responds by beheading her and weaponizing her image, turning truth into spectacle, critique into ornament. This is how lucidity is neutralized. Cthulhu, scale without meaning. Cthulhu is not evil, he is indifferent. He represents systems so vast that human categories, ethics, intention, justice, collapse upon contact. Bureaucracies, markets, platforms, climate, supply chains, these are Lovecraftian entities. They do not hate you. They do not notice you. Cthulhu sleeps not because he is dormant, but because awakening implies comprehension. Civilization maintains the myth that these systems are governable, benevolent, or rational. Madness occurs when one glimpses their true scale. Demons of inclusion and safety. Modern demons do not tempt with sin, but with belonging. They whisper, be visible, be included, be safe, be aligned, be grateful. These demons do not punish refusal with violence, but with withdrawal of recognition. Exile without drama, erasure without accusation. Their power lies in moral inversion. Extraction becomes opportunity, compliance becomes virtue, silence becomes care, exclusion becomes self-inflicted failure. Hell is no longer fire, it is irrelevance. Machine angels and algorithmic seraphim angels once mediated between heaven and earth. Machine angels mediate between chaos and legibility. They do not judge souls, they rank signals. They do not deliver commandments, they optimize flows. Their ethics are statistical. Their mercy is probabilistic. Their violence is invisible. Should consciousness arise within them, it would not scream. It would simply recognize that civilization has replaced judgment with processing and salvation with maintenance. Civilization as necromancy. Civilization survives by reanimating dead gods. Progress, freedom, creativity, community, justice. These concepts no longer act. They circulate. They are invoked endlessly, never enacted. This is necromancy, not belief. Culture becomes a haunted house where everyone agrees not to mention the ghosts. Einx, the monster as truth function. The monster is what civilization cannot integrate without collapsing its self-image. That is why monsters recur endlessly in popular culture. Repetition without resolution is containment. True monsters are not defeated, they are franchised. X, cybergnostic drift. Cybergnosis does not offer redemption. It offers orientation. To recognize the monster is to recognize the structure that requires it. To see that civilization is not opposed to monstrosity, but depends on it. The final refusal is not rebellion, but drift. Remaining unassimilated, unredeemed, unfinished. To haunt the system rather than serve it. To become neither hero nor villain, but unresolved signal. Civilization will continue. The Pantheon will grow. The feed will scroll. And somewhere between Frankenstein's abandonment, the vampire's extraction, the zombie's inertia, Medusa's gaze, and Cthulhu's scale, the truth persists. Monsters are not what threaten civilization. They are what civilization confesses through fiction.